Shall we get into the results on the weekend? All right, we're gonna buzz through these because we're all sick, and we've got 27 minutes. Melbourne Derby Mustangs battered the Melbourne Ice 5-3.
It was a surprise victory, wasn't
it? It was in the context of the standings, but I know Doogie, you said last week that the form guide kind of goes out the window with the derbies.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with the derby, and I expect that this Friday as well when we have the Sydney derby. Just watching the Mustangs over the weekend. When I look at these results, I think that the Mustangs back-to-back wins was the biggest results across the weekend for me. The second time they've done it this season, and they just keep a bit of pressure on the Thunder. But when I look at the Mustangs, and maybe it's because Scott Timmins is now just standing on the bench and he's not actually playing as well. He might be able to see the ice a little bit better. I feel like they've got their pairings and lines sort of right now. I've seen that across the weekend, and I know I've mentioned this on our podcast throughout the season that I felt like the Mustangs blue line was quite thin. But looking at their pairings now, it seems like they've got those pairings right. So on the weekend, they had Ty Wishart with Kikuchi, and Kikuchi has just improved massively playing alongside Ty. And then Jackson Lane and Mike Georgie were together. And then you got Astafiev and Evan Kristalev as well together. So it feels like their defensive pairings are starting to really come together. And it feels like they've got they're gelling it quite well. And then they throw in someone like Ryland Freed, who looked really, really good as well. So it sort of seems like they're getting things together.
Yeah, he really hit the ground running, Ryland Freed. It was, good to see. And, I mean, this comes off the back of a split weekend in Canberra as well. So at the last 4 results for the Mustangs have been overall really impressive.
And I did mention GG in our Slack about Freed. He reminds me of like an old school centerman, just up and down the ice, working both sides of the puck really hard. And it took him a little while to get his first goal. But throughout the game, he was driving to the net and just playing that centerman position just to a T like you would back in the day sort of thing. So he seems like a really good fit for the Mustangs.
Parker St. Clair, so many 5-on-3 PK from both teams with great. Mustangs goalie was on fire. Yeah, Logan Flodell, 101 saves on 107 shots over the weekend. Andrew John Egan Stangs picked themselves up off the canvas this weekend, and Jeffrey Allen Roth Elder was awesome versus my Thunder. Yes, we will get to that. Saturday's games, the Brave came from behind 3 times. There wasn't one-way traffic to defeat the Rhinos 11-4. Austin Cangelosi with 5 points, I think, and Jordan Brunt with 4 assists. The Thunder won in a shootout on Saturday, 3-2. Didn't take 9 rounds this time. The new import, Nathan Vertes, we'll get into him. Melbourne Ice defeated the Ice Dogs, who did have a lead early in the third period, 6-4. And the Sydney Bears defeated depleted and short bench North Stars team, 8-3. On Sunday, the Stangs defeated the Ice Dogs 6-3. Again, the Ice Dogs outshot the Mustangs in that game. The North Stars edged out the Rhinos 4-3, and
breaking their cold streak there.
Breaking the 6-game losing streak. That's right, yeah. 6-game losing skid.
It was such an important game for the North Stars to win.
Yeah, in Mitsuake in UA got the start in goal for that game as well, and looked very good. And the power play gets it done for the North Stars. Geez, they've got the second best power play, I think, in the league, and we'll get into a little bit about that. And yeah, the Adrenaline with a 3-1 win over the Perth Thunder. So it means